Hi guys, how we all doing? I'm not long got back from the mem, and still very disappointed by that result to Port Vale. Mixture of emotions, a mixture of feelings, and going to try and sort of break it down a little bit. As I said on the weekend, that losses are a bit easier to dissect, so hopefully we can kind of sort of break this down a little bit. If you can hear a few noises in the background, dishwasher's going. So I'm not sure if that'll be picked up too much on here. And I'm boiling some carrots. So if there is a little bit of noise, I'm sorry, it's late, it's got to be done. Needs must. So, game tonight for Rovers, to be honest. We were the victim of our own downfall in that first half. Let's talk about that first half, shall we, before we go into anything else. So, lineup I thought was fine. It's kind of what we've become accustomed to, playing that false striker, if you will. And we were under the cosh a little bit. During the opening spell of the game. I thought the red card, let's talk about the red card. So the first one for Sam Finley, from where I was, it looked like a red. I've seen it once on Twitter, which someone just caught on iFollow. It wasn't like he went like that, but he sort of flung out an arm, and you can't sort of run the risk of doing that. I think that's the third off the ball red card Rovers have had this season, or in terms of some kind of collision or bust up, if you will. I think it's at least three. I know Coots got sent off first game of the season, and Trevor Clark had a bit of a scuffle at Colchester. So yeah, it's at least 3 times. That's not good enough. It's ill discipline. We need to cut it out. So Joey Barton side, what do you expect? I suppose that's not good enough. That's down to self-discipline from the manager, but also the players. They've got to do better than that. It's not good enough. It's not the first time it's happened. It's not going to be the last either. And to be honest, the game was kind of. I thought Port Vale had the better of the first half until they scored as well. I wouldn't say they were dominating us, but they were certainly showing their position in the league. After the 2 goals, they weren't much cop, if I'm honest, but they didn't need to because they didn't need to score anymore. The free kick, though, I don't think it was a free kick. I've seen it. I've not seen it again, sorry. There's no highlights on Sky or anything like that at the moment. I know in about an hour I think it's uploaded to YouTube, but I've not seen it again from where I was. It was probably better because, it's pretty instant, this reaction today. I've not seen it back. It looks like just a clash of legs. I don't think it was even a foul for either side, if I'm honest. They both sort of tangling for the ball. I think the Port Vale player sort of brings I think it was Anderson, brings him down more than anything else. And yeah, I don't think it was a foul, but they get given. They do get given, and defending from the set piece was shocking. Again, from a set piece, we can't seem to defend those. You might as well just give someone a goal every time they have a set piece against us. And I thought it would have been a 3 or 4-0 at that point. And then not long after they get the second goal, it's kind of a typical Darryl Clark kind of goal. Through ball down the side, and to be honest, Rovers were just exposed. And it doesn't matter whoever we have playing as wing backs, we're not suited to it. I'm not sure if it's a Rovers thing or anything like that, but we can just never play with wing backs. Under Clark, we couldn't seem to do it. More under Coughlin, I think we played with wing backs. With Garner, we couldn't do it. With Tisdale, we couldn't do it, and we can't do it with Barton. Not to the extent we should. So it was a well taken goal, and tidy finish. I'm thinking, it's going to be one of these games. Second half starts, we start playing well. Good bit of football here and there. The halftime sub Trevor Clark came on. Didn't know he came on until what happened relatively early in the second half. Ball goes into the box. Bit of a 50-50 ball. I think he goes down. Do I think he goes down a bit theatrically? Maybe. But I think there's contact there. And I've spoken to people who've seen it back, or we were at home and watched it on iFollow. They said there was contact there. So I'm going to go with what they say, and I'm going with what I saw as well. I think that was a pen. And I think the reason why the ref didn't give it is because the way Clark went down, he went down like that, and it looks a bit theatrical. And if I'm honest, I think that's probably what swayed the referee. However, he made the wrong call. So that's 2 wrong calls he's made. The free kick and the penalty. But around that time, Rovers were starting to build momentum. I thought if this stays at 10 men, we'll be alright. I think we could get a point there. and we were really starting to play a bit well. We weren't exactly creating a lot of chances. It felt like, it didn't like we were having lots of shots that were peppering the goal, but I thought eventually we could break this Port Vale side down. And then the second red card comes around. Now, I'm going to be honest, it was a high foot. So if it's a high foot, usually means red card. However, the player had his head down and Harries was trying to pull out of it. So I'm a bit in two minds about that. Do I think it was a sending off at this moment in time? No, I don't. Can I understand why the referee did it? Absolutely. But I think it's the wrong call still. So, as I said, I can see why the ref gave it 100%. But, and this just isn't, I'm going to get to referees in a minute, but this just isn't on the referee tonight. The lack of consistency across referees in English football is appallingly bad. Because why did Belshall get his head split open the other week and the player didn't get sent off for arguably worse, right? So I don't understand that. So it goes down to 9 men and it kills the game off. That was it. Game over by that point. The one real criticism I will say, and obviously Barton's game management has to be called into repute because, again, self-discipline, game management, not there, if I'm honest. I was saying from about 55, 60 minutes, he's got to make changes. I said, keep Nicholson on and just bring strikers on. I'd rather us lose 4-5-1 and go for it than sit back. And even when we were sort of creating a bit more pressure, I'm like, right, now's the time to bring on, maybe not Pittman, but he came on, thought fair enough. The likes of, Spence, I dare I say Thomas, but someone with a bit of pace up front. And we didn't do it. I was saying for a good 10 minutes before we had the second red card, we've got to make subs. Even when the red card happened, had to make subs, and he just didn't do it. It was too late. I'm not saying the game was out of sorts by then, but it's too late. You've got to give them a bit of time to bed into the game. And when you're chasing the game at 2-1 down, 9 men, you haven't got that time. You should have brought them on sooner. And I'm going to go on to the manager in a minute, but I want to talk about the referees at the moment because, yes, the referee had a poor game, 100%. I'm not going to sit here and scream and shout, and I think I've kept the swearing down, which is quite a rare one for me because I don't normally do that. But the referee was poor. And I think he needs his performance looked at tonight. I thought he was very whistle happy. I don't think he was very consistent across for both teams. I thought there was a few instances where the referee, certainly in the second half of Port Vale, they were in on goal and the referee pulls it back for a free kick. Just play it on. This is from a Rovers fan. Play on, man. You've done Rovers a favour there. Do I think Port Vale should have had a man sent off? 50-50. To be honest, I can't recall the incident in my head. So that for me shows that I don't think it was a red. I can't really remember. It's gone from my head. So I can't sit here and say it was a red. I did say during the game on Twitter I don't think it had finished 10-11, and it didn't. But the referee in this country has to improve. And I'm not one to criticise referees. So if I'm criticising a referee, there's a problem. I think it shows that when the referees in these big European competitions, they're never selected for a final. Howard Webb did a poor job in the World Cup final. But it was a bad temper game. He didn't want to send anyone off. I understand. But there's a reason why the elite referees is very rare there's any from England or in and out. Or we very rarely have any English representation at these championships, whether it's the Euros or the World Cup. The refereeing in this country is not consistent enough. And that goes with VAR, it goes with decisions like tonight with the red card, is not good enough. So, did the referee completely cost us the game and it was his fault entirely? No, it wasn't. However, he certainly didn't help the situation. Now, let's talk about Rovers and Barton and so on. So, he was acquitted cleared of charges on Monday in the alleged assault with Stendhal, which was then obviously dismissed, or he was cleared. Let's just leave it like that because I'm going to start getting in a tongue twister and say something I shouldn't probably. Now, if someone told me that Rovers would be sitting in 16th in December at the start of the season, I'd have said you're having a laugh. However, I think we are where we are. Now, I don't think we're in a case of, we need time. I think that time has now passed. I think we have had enough time now for these players to come back from injury, and we're now back to 4 or 5 points out of 15. One win out of the last 5 now in the league. It's not good enough. And I think what's more frustrating is that the teams around us and just above us aren't winning either. We could potentially go up to 11th if we win Saturday and enough results go our way. We've had some real missed opportunities. I'm not saying we would have won tonight, may have taken a point, but these next 2 league games are massive. And Barton has to win these 2 games. I do think his position starts to become very, very, very slim. We are a lower mid-table side. I don't have any fears of going down unless we lose the next 2 games, and then you're looking like, okay, you're midway through the season. It's usually around 50 points to keep you up. We went down with 51. I think 3 more games, it's 23 games. Yes, we played 20 games and got 23 points so far. So you're going to be looking around, at the moment, if we match our form second half of the season, we're going to be near the bottom. I think we're going to be fine because there is some poor sides. But we've got to change it up. Barton needs to change it up, otherwise he will have to go. I'm not Barton out right now, but these next 2 results are massive. He needs to change it. He needs to change it. Tonight went all down to him. The players certainly gave enough huff and puff. This has got to change from next weekend. So fingers crossed. Jesus, sounds like Dexter's starting an earthquake upstairs. Goodness me. So that'll do it for me. Much more chilled out tonight. I have to be because mother's asleep and it's just gone 11 o'clock at night. Very disappointed, very frustrated as well. I know it might not seem it, but I am frustrated because I don't like losing, and this is becoming a regular thing. We've had more red cards than league wins this season. Just remember that. I can't believe Rovers have only won 6 games. It doesn't feel that way. It really doesn't. So I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back on the weekends to talk about, hopefully, a better performance and result against Rochdale. I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.